gave it to me. And I'm gonna let it shine. Yeah, Jesus gave it to me. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
The relationship between what we here call jazz, New Orleans jazz, and church in your fathers and mothers' generation, that was not really too desirable to put together, was it? Wasn't it a little sinful?
It's a funny thing. In the black music tradition, there is an attempt to separate music that is dedicated for religious worship from music that is mainly entertainment. The fact of the matter is there's a cross-fertilization, and in the African sense there's no strong division between the sacred and the secular, but the purpose is the main focus. So in gospel music you will hear elements of blues, jazz, R&B, and soul. As a matter of fact, soul music is gospel music taken out of the church and put in the mainstream. Some of the words changed.
Yes. Do you feel that there is a spirit in the music when it's good?
Yeah, I think some of our music is named spiritual, and I think gospel music is an urban spiritual, and there's a sense that one must give over to the Spirit of God, because there's a message that's being carried, and we represent God and we present Christ in this music.
When the Spirit says sing, I'm gonna sing. When the Spirit says sing, oh, when the Spirit says sing, I'm gonna sing, sing, sing. I'm gonna sing when the Spirit says sing. This people sang, even though times were tough and things were bad. I'm so glad I know a people that didn't hang their harps, that didn't put down their banjos, that didn't even stop playing the drums, even though the drums were outlawed. I know a people, and I'm so glad that they would sing and that they would swing, and they went from swing to bebop, rebop, and all the way to hip hop. I'm so glad I know a people who would not stop singing. I'm glad I know a people who believe that trouble doesn't last always. Have you ever been in something and it was so bad, you were so low, you've been down so long that getting up didn't even cross your mind? Have you ever been so poor, we say in our tradition, I've been so broke that I couldn't even change my mind? But this people kept on singing, and I'm glad that they knew that weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. I'm so glad today, come on, say amen, that I know a people who knew and know that God is on the side of the oppressed. Say amen. That know that we shall overcome someday. If in our hearts we do believe, we shall overcome someday. Say amen. I'm so glad I know a people who taught me how to love my God with all my heart, to love God with all of my mind, to love God with all of my might, to love God with all of my spirit, to love God with all of my body, and to love God with all of my soul. I'm so glad that I know somebody who saved my soul. Come on, say amen. I'm so glad that I know Jesus for myself. It's all right to know about God and read about God in the book, but it's better to know about God and love him within your heart. I'm so glad one Sunday morning he saved my soul. You see, God gave me a song that the angels cannot sing. I've been washed in the blood. Come on, say amen. Of the crucified one. I've been redeemed. You know, the Lord has been so good to me. He's opened doors I could not see. Sometimes when I am feeling low, no one to care and nowhere to go. Come on, say amen. My Father is rich in houses and land. He holds all the power of the world in his hand. Well, preacher, what you so glad about? Preacher, why are you so happy? Well, my response is, why should I feel discouraged? And why should the shadows come? Why should my heart be lonely and long for heaven and home? Say amen. When Jesus is my portion, a constant friend is he. His eye, God's eye, his eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me. I sing because I'm happy, and I sing because I'm free. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches. I know he watches. Come on, don't you know that I sing because I'm happy? Don't you know that I sing because I'm free? His eye is on the little sparrow, and I know he watches. I know that he watches. Don't you know that I sing because I'm happy? Oh, yes, and I sing because I'm free. Oh, his eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches. He watches. Oh, come on. Don't you know that I sing because I'm happy? You know that I sing because I'm free. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches, and I know he watches, and I know he watches. He watches over me. Don't you know that I sing? Come on, because come on. Are you happy? Don't you know that I sing because I'm free? His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches, and the Lord.
Perform, you always radiate some happiness and joy.
Yeah.
Is that because you're from New Orleans? Is everybody happy in New Orleans?
Not everybody is happy, but there's a special kind of joy that they have down home in New Orleans. But my life is, what should I say, whole, you know, and I feel a completeness in it, and I love when I make my music. I feel that it's a healing thing, so I have a joy within my heart that I like to put into my music, yeah.
This healing thing, is it something you have felt for many years, or is it a recent?
No, it's for quite a long time. I believe that music is a healing source, so I believe in using it in that way, you know, and it's been forever with me.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've seen what music can do to people, you know, in sick houses and things. They're using now the music for therapy in the houses, in the hospitals and things, and I think it's very important.
And of course, your music is basically New Orleans music. It's spiritual, it's gospel, it's traditional. But isn't that a limited repertoire, really?
You know, if you take the traditional standard jazz book, you can have a limitation on what you're doing. But we go a little further out. You know, from New Orleans, it's not just the Preservation Hall Band or all our beautiful old guys that were here with us, but we have the Neville Brothers, we have Dr. John, we have Little Harry Connick, who went into big band music, which brought a very good scene for New Orleans music too. I do a lot of rhythm and blues. You know, I do just a lot of blues. I've just done a duo CD with a blues piano player, and I do a lot of gospel. And gospel is
Endless.
Unlimited. Yeah.
Do you think there's that your music, the New Orleans music, do you think that will be heard 10, 15, 100 years from now?
I think so. It's very special. I mean, it's like, in a manner, it's like a Picasso. It's something that America gave to the world. It's something that is celebrated all over the world. I mean, you know, we can go to Japan, we can go to Hong Kong, we can go to Thailand, we can go all over the world, and they celebrate New Orleans. It's going to take a long time for them to try to get rid of all of that.
And that's because you come through with... there's a little message in there. Is it?
I think so.
What is the message?
I think that it's, you know, I think that there's a joy, there's a happiness in this music. And even when they play the blues, you know, even when they play the dirges, there's a joy in this music. And I think that that's why it's so alive, and that's why it's so strong, and I think that's going to keep the survival of it.